And we are back. And after the snooze fest that was the first two segments, it is time for segment 3.
I gotta dump myself down!
Oh, tonight.
In the danger zone east of the Pacific Ocean, west of London, England, south of Mars, and north of hell.
Oh, you were not aware of this? Your posterior better contact someone at once!
Well, the next question was how long we were going to wait for Yankum's music, but there it is.
That's the danger zone plus that music. Okay.
So, right now, we are sort of punishing Gunner. He has no idea what's going on. Maybe he thinks
Did we just lose Yankum?
He doesn't think
we might have. I think we might have just lost Yankum.
He's scared.
Oh, hell.
So, segment number 3.
He's panicking.
The segment that Yankum writes every week.
Don't you fucking take my goddamn segment.
Same difference!
I was talking to my listeners, and telling
I gotta dump
them...
myself down!
I fucking hate you. Let's play Odds Maker. Omega, tell me the odds that John Cena... it's because Gunner was doing that stupid fucking accent earlier. The odds that John Cena will come back, re-injure his elbow, and then have to retire.
I think the odds that he'll get re-injured are about 30%, because, consider the fact that how many times have they brought him back early, a whole 3 months ahead of schedule? And I mean, if he's ready to go, then he's ready to go. But, if they're pressuring him to come back early when they shouldn't be, then, it's just, sooner or later, his body's going to catch up with him. He's got quite a physique, but, and keep in mind, he's not just a wrestler who goes out and wrestles. He also travels all around the world all the time. He trains probably twice as hard as anybody. Visits these sick kids, just does all this stuff. So it's going to catch up to him.
Alrighty, and net gesture. Net gesture, what are the odds that John Cena will re-injure his elbow when he comes back and have to retire?
Well,
Explain something to you people!
Jeez! Anyway, unfortunately, I think it's about 50-50, to be perfectly honest with you. If he's ready to go, fine, he's ready to go. I'll just parrot what Omega said, but if they don't, they're going to lose one of their highest income draws to just not being ready when he's supposed to be.
Alright, and I guess we'll get Gunner's opinion.
Well, 40% if they actually go through with any sort of physicality. Perhaps Damian Sandow will cash in prior to the match, and John Cena won't even have to wrestle.
Okay, number 2 here. Omega BR, what are the odds that if number 1 happens, that the WWE would just leave the title on him anyways? Because, let's face it, Lawson wins.
Yeah, probably, honestly, 20%, because if he were to get injured again and he was the champion, they're not above breaking their 30-day rule, hoping everybody forgot about it. They're not above keeping the title on an injured man. I mean, if it came down to it, they'd do it.
And go.
75% that Damian Sandow will not hold that title for longer than 3 months.
What an asshole.
Oh, I'm just gonna punt on this one and say it's pretty even money that if number one happens, they'll just leave it on the title on him for as long as he can physically do it, without him having to just head down the old road into the sunset.
I'm going to predict that they would take the title off of him and then put the WWE title on him so that he can retire as WWE champion. And he would have a 30-minute retiring segment at the end of Raw, and he would do that, his speech, while Nikki Bella was sucking his dick in the ring, and I guess D-Bry was like smashing it from the back, because, that's what bros do, right? Omega BR, what are the odds that JoJo doesn't suck in the ring even worse than Eva Marie? And that is as a performer, not as in penis.
I'm gonna say 99%. I don't think, if I watched Total Divas, which I do not, I believe I would see JoJo showing more promise in terms of in-ring skill than Eva Marie, who sort of just tumbled around, and we're not just talking about wrestling here, we're talking about ring presence. I mean, she was smiling through half the time she was in the ring. She, she wasn't selling things right. She would land, and then she would do that thing where, you land and then you sell, not sell the landing, you know what I mean? So, I am sure that JoJo, who seems to have more of a presence of talent in general, would be better at it.
Gunner.
To give my point some sort of metaphorical meaning, I am going to now play you something that expresses my feelings towards the question.
It has always been a fantasy of mine to be a slave who bears male and female.
You knew that was coming! Please, but let's not go any further.
99% because JoJo is the HBK and even.
And I just kicked Gunner from the room.
Okay, you two whack-a-moles, let's go.
Eva Marie is the Janetti of the two. 99%.
Well, that's an insult to Marty.
Let's get through this. Omega BR, what are the odds that I'm going to be able to stay awake during Raw next week? I slept for 15 or 20 minutes at least during the pay-per-view. I thought I was going to literally die of boredom during Raw last night.
It depends on. I think it depends on how much protein you get, mate.
Yes, after all. Yeah, ask Brian about protein getting.
I've been carving up. I ate like a third of a pound of pasta a Sunday night because I was like, oh my god, I am going to need just incredible amounts of energy to make it through Raw. It almost didn't happen. I think I'm going to have to start injecting Coke under my tongue just just to make it through. Dinner.
It really depends. When do you eat dinner?
Around 5 or so, 5 or 6.
100% chance that Yankum DDS will stay awake during all of Raw because Yankum DDS tweets on our Twitter. Twitter.com/SmarkSnark if you would like to follow us on Monday nights as we talk about the events that occur on Monday Night Raw. Hashtag SmarkSnark.
Well played, sir. I'm going to regret this, Net Jester.
The odds that you'll be able to stay asleep next week. I don't know.
The odds I'll stay awake.
Promos from Ryback and the boring mid card.
Right, let's hold on. Let me stop you. Because Ryback promos are not boring. They're stupid. There's a difference.
Just makes you feel like you're on a
Ryback promos are laughably stupid. It's sort of like a bad match. Like the difference between a bad promo and a horrible promo is the same thing as the difference between a bad match and a spectacularly horrible match, and that one is fun to watch and the other one just makes me want to gouge my eyes out.
That'll make you feel like you're drifting away.
Okay, well, that's enough from you.
Wanting to sleep.
Don't make me come over there. Oh, maybe we are the last one of the night. The odds that this Dick Butt versus King Randall storyline will ever fucking end.
Well, it'll certainly end if it's the question of will it end at Hell in a Cell. I think about 90% it'll end at Hell in a Cell. I think they still want Randy in the main event picture, but I think they realize that, well, again, the star of this feud is not Bryan, it's not Orton, it's really Triple H. So eventually I think they're going to make that transition, or they're going to find somebody else to feud with Bryan. Maybe even the Big Show, or probably Big Show Orton. I don't know.
God, I hope it's not Big Show. That would fucking suck. Gunner,
you are now aware that there will be
10 tons of steel
surrounding everyone. Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Big Show, Triple H, Sheamus, and John Cena. You are welcome. In February. No.
Oh my God!
No. Although I have to admit, Daniel Bryan is incredibly entertaining inside the Elimination Chamber. Ned Jester, I'm not even going to ask you. Let's go on to
Whack-a-mole.
Drive-through.
Yes.
Alright, everybody, time for the Dairy Queen drive-thru. With the ratings this week, I'm going to ask Net Jester to read the ratings.
You better believe your sweet Bippy. This week for the ratings. Impact Wrestling took 1.126 million viewers, which was slightly up from the previous week's 1.121 million viewers. This week's show finished with a 0.95 cable rating, which is also up from the previous week's 0.89 draw. Now, SmackDown. Last Friday's go-home episode of SmackDown drew a final 1.83 or 1.8 cable rating with 2.513 million viewers. That number is down slightly from the previous week's 1.89 or 1.9 cable rating. And finally, Raw. This week's 10-7 edition of WWE Raw drew a final 2.65 or 2.7 cable rating with 3.71 million viewers. That is down slightly from last week's 2.68 or 2.7 cable rating, but viewership was up this week. I'll say it once and I'll say it clearly. Ouch!
And with birthdays this week, Yankum DS.
Oh God! Only bad things can happen. It's time
And that's
for
why he
birthdays,
picked
and
you.
do remember, shut the fuck up, Matt Jester. I swear to God, I will murder you.
It's heel down!
Let's see here. There will be dead people. I already see at least 2, I believe. Yeah, at least 2. If you hear the dead person's name and you recognize it, tweet it to us, email it to us, post it on our Facebook. Let us know. Eventually there will be prizes. Definitely planning on doing some kind of prize for the 100th episode. Let's get to it. October 9th. Eddie Guerrero, Stevie Richards, Rockin' Robin. On the 10th, we have Chris Adams, Stan Hansen, I Masise? I.E. Masise? I have no idea.
Masai.
I'm Masai?
You or someone
The
else.
Joker.
know.
On the 11th, we have Tony Chimmel, Andy Douglas, and Rikishi, and the Human Suplex Machine, Taz. On the 12th, we have that chick that used to be married to Jeff Jarrett. Wait, are they still married?
No, yes, that's Karen Jarrett as in Karen Angle.
Right, but I thought she ended up divorcing,
No, there was no
Double
such
D's,
story about that. There's no such story.
Yes! There is no such
Well, just
story
make
like
that
the
up
Men
in
in
your
Black
head. Greg
come up
Iron.
with the neuralizer.
who is pretty awesome. Dusty Rhodes, as well on the 12th. On the 13th, Jose Maximo and Shaggy Two Dope. Not sure. Oh, yeah, okay. 14th, Stacy Keebler, Blackjack Lanza, Waylon Mercy, and Nikolai Volkov. And on the 15th, Joey Abs, Jeff Gaylord, Takeshi Morishima. That's it for the birthdays.
And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega BR.
I disagree, Yankum. I think you're a real toughie.
You think what?
This weekend, wrestling history.
I don't think. Like, I didn't
It's
think
like a
about anything.
1982
I
where
thought you
Kevin Sullivan defeats Barry Windham in a tournament final for the NWA Florida Heavyweight title in Tampa. The belt had been vacated on August 23rd, 1982, following a controversial match between champion B. Brian Blair and Bruiser Brody, where Brody was declared the winner, but then the decision was reversed. Jump all the way to 2006, where Kurt Angle makes his debut appearance for TNA at the Impact Zone, confronting Samoa Joe by headbutting him and delivering an Olympic slam. Jeff Jarrett ran out to take back the NWA Championship belt Joe had stolen, and Angle got on the mic to say he wasn't fired from the WWE, but asked for his release so he could return to real wrestling. He also said McMahon could, quote, kiss his Olympic ass. And in 2007, word came out that Nicolas Cage was in negotiations to play Randy the Ram in the feature film The Wrestler. Cage signed on, but after just one day of training with Alpha the Wild Samoan, he dropped out of the project. paving the way for Mickey Rourke to take the role. Rourke would go on to receive massive acclaim for it, including an Academy Award nomination. And that was this week in wrestling history.
Fun fact, he did win a Golden Globe for that.
Wow, could you imagine how freaky that would have been if Cage was actually the wrestler?
And that was Nutjester breaking his millionth glass with his giant hands, the 6'5" mammoth that he is. Happy Trails time! Happy Trails to all sanity, as Hardy and Rebby Sky got married in North Carolina over the weekend. Congratulations.
Lots of wrestlers attended, including MVP, as I understand.
Oh, that's not terribly surprising. I just was hoping that on the buffet line they forgot to bring the grapes.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I had to get that in there. Alright, so what should we watch this week in wrestling? Oh, you know you're first. Yankum DDS.
Don't watch. Go find some friggin' indie promotion to watch, because none of the major promotions are doing anything worth a shit right now. As a matter of fact, go find your local promotion. Surely there's something within 100 miles of you, probably. If you're anywhere near a major city, I guarantee you there's a small promotion in there somewhere. Go seek them out. Watch wrestling. Support local wrestling. Support local wrestlers.
Jester, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Well, for those of us who don't live anywhere near a major city, 100 miles away or farther, I would suggest, as I am going to punt on this one, today comes out the Goldberg DVD, and for what he was at the time, I remember when this guy first came on the scene and won a match, and they weren't even talking about Bill Goldberg during the match. They were talking about something else as he beat Haku out of nowhere, and then started the Immortal Rise and the Immortal Streak and the Immortal, hey, what's this guy? Is he any good? So go watch the Goldberg DVD, because I think it is.
Omega BR, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Well, since we were speaking on it, how about the main event of the inaugural Wrestle 1 promotions event, which was Bob the Beast Sapp and Keiji Muto versus Rene Dupree and Zodiac.
Ooh,
so like the Zodiac Killer?
No, at SA Reels.
Really?
Oh.
No, not really.
Remember that one time that SA Rios got pinned on the wall by the Big Show?
Oh, yeah.
It's actually Aaron Goulier.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm going to tell you to watch this week. The Legends of Mid-South DVD.
Ooh.
Which is introduced by the WWE.
Yeah.
I have it queued up, and guess what I'm doing after the podcast this week?
Streaming it on WooTube?
I'm finishing Orange is the New Black. After that, I'm probably going to clean the cat box. And then after that, I'm going to probably watch the Mid-South DVD.
Here's a name, Jesus. You remember Jesus?
I remember Jesus.
Hey,
I don't think
Zodiac.
Yeah. Alright, so that's it for this week in wrestling and this show. Or what to watch this week in wrestling and this show. So thanks everybody for listening. If you want to follow us, you can go to smartsnark.com. That'll lead us straight to our Spreaker page. And for those of you listening live on Spreaker, this podcast emanates from this position every Tuesday night, sometime around the 9 o'clock hour. We kind of keep this thing kind of lax, so, it doesn't necessarily have to be 9 o'clock. It can be a little bit later at 9:30 or something like that, but we just, we try to keep it on time. So, plugs. You could go to this. You go to the website. You can email us if you'd like to contact us. smarksnark@gmail.com. If you're an indie promoter or something else, and you want to actually, get on the show, just let us know. If you want to check out our Facebook, facebook.com/smarksnark. Even though I haven't done anything with it, I'm planning on doing something with it sometime in the near future. I'm hoping. And twitter.com/smarksnark. That's really the main source of where we talk to everybody during Monday Night Raw. And the pay-per-view as well. Myself and Yankum tend to tweet on there occasionally, and bring you up to date on our thoughts and opinions on the matters at hand. So, I'd like to thank everybody for listening. I'd like to thank all my friends here, because they are my friends, no matter how much we try to rag on each other, for being here. And why don't you all do yourselves a favor and snap into a Slim Jim?
Oh, yeah!
Good night, Guadalajara.
I'm Guadalajara.
Knew that was coming.
Just like you knew the shot was coming in your mouth.
Ow!
You gotta love